Well, tell me what I need to do.
Well, no, you're doing great. I mean, don't be afraid to be funny.
Okay.
Because you are funny. I asked you why you went in Congress. You said you'd had sex with the intern, then you had to kill her.
Exactly.
I mean,
I asked you why you went in Congress. You said you'd had sex with the intern, then you had to kill her.
That's pretty risky to say.
What are you going to do?
Welcome to Not My Reality. I'm your host, as always, Vince Stradamus. Now, there's a wild conspiracy theory that has emerged amid the backlash over the secret meeting between Morning Joe host and the president, Donald J. Trump. Now, MSNBC host Joe Scarborough and his wife, Mika Brzezinski, with her messed up father, go look at him, they were accused of holding the meeting with the president-elect out of fear he would approve an investigation into the 2001 death of a congressional intern who just happened to work for Joe Scarborough. Maybe it's not so wild. It's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Some are defending the Mar-a-Lago meeting as an attempt to bridge the gap with conservative viewers amid declining ratings following the presidential election, the blowout. A source pushed back and claimed the host had an ulterior motive, though. The Morning Joe co-host reportedly feared that Matt Gaetz would take legal action on a decades-old conspiracy theory centered on the 2001 death of Lori Klausutis, who died aged 28 from complications related to a heart condition while interning at Joe Scarborough's congressional office. This can't be real. Only in this reality. You just can't make this shit up. So what is this all about? Let's take a look at this clip. Support the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and together we can stop World War III. Maybe not.
A bitter feud is erupting between President Trump and MSNBC's Joe Scarborough.
I know you meant to be extraordinarily cruel to me by attacking me, by bringing up a conspiracy theory that has lived in the gutters of the internet for some time now.
Let's call this the curious case of the death of Joe Scarborough's intern, Lori Klausutis. And no matter what you believe about the exchange between Trump and the two MSNBC hosts, the following information is more important than allegations of behavior between the two because it involves the death of a young intern, Lori Klausutis, and the alleged subsequent cover-up.
The war of words broke out after Trump tweeted about the death 19 years ago of a 28-year-old intern, Lori Klausutis, who worked for Scarborough when he was a Republican congressman from Florida.
Scarborough used to serve as U.S. Republican congressman from Florida's 1st District from 1995 to 2001, but he shortly resigned just 5 months into his 4th term in September 2001. 2 months before his resignation on July 20th, 2001, his intern, Lori Klausutis, was found dead inside of his office on the floor.
She was found dead in his district office. Trump tweeted that NBC's parent company should open up a long overdue Florida cold case against psycho Joe Scarborough. Hashtag Open Joe Cold Case.
At the time, CNN reported that Scarborough was set to resign as early as May 2001, so the death of his aide probably didn't have anything to do with his resignation. And you know, they would never lie to us. Scarborough claimed that he'd resigned in order to spend more time with his children. In the last month or two, I've had thousands of different rumors launched against me. I'd rather keep this private right now, he said. Now the story, the death of Klausutis, it was swept under the rug. You remember hearing about it? It was barely covered by the media. Perhaps because 2 months later on September 11th, the largest terrorist attack, inside job, on American soil occurred. Or maybe the media didn't see the significance in covering the mysterious death of a young woman. Fort Walton Beach Police Chief Steve Hogue said the preliminary findings from the medical examiner's office of Dr. Michael Berkman showed no foul play or any outward indication of self-harm. So how did Klausutis die then? The official autopsy report stated her death was an accident attributed to undiagnosed cardiac arrhythmia. And due to this fact, Her breathing stopped, she fell, hit her head on an office desk, and consequently died. Scarborough's press secretary, Mick Serrano, also stated that Klausutis had a prior health condition, but didn't provide specifics when he was questioned. And Scarborough himself told reporters that she had a complicated medical history, which included stroke and epilepsy. This is where it gets a little weird, all right? An immediate family member disputed and denied, stating that she had no prior health conditions since she was a documented marathon runner who had recently run an 8K with a respectable time, and she belonged to the Northwest Florida Track Club. I didn't know that one. On August 29, 2001, two Fort Walton police officers, Steve Hogue and crime scene expert Dusty Rhodes, nope, not that Dusty Rhodes, who witnessed the autopsy of Klausutis, said that her skull had been fractured. But this was never taken into account in the final autopsy report. And Dr. Birkeland stated knowledge of the injury was insignificant and simply just from the cause of her fall. Could be true, but how many times have we heard that before? Like Bob Saget? Check our video on Bob Saget.
That was I asked you why you went in Congress. You said you'd had sex with the intern, then you had to kill her.
Exactly.
I mean, that was I asked you why you went in Congress. You said you'd had sex with the intern, then you had to kill her.
Exactly.
I mean,
And then there's Scarborough's odd behavior on a radio show years after Klausutis' death. It was in 2003. On May 29, 2003, Scarborough appeared on the Don Imus radio show, rest in peace, Imus, where he made the shocking admission, jokingly of course, about killing his intern. While complimenting Scarborough on his sense of humor, Imus said, quote, "Don't be afraid to be funny, because you are funny. I asked you why you aren't in Congress. You said you had sex with an intern. Then you had to kill her." Scarborough laughed and replied, "Yeah, well, what are you going to do?" Really? Come on. It's right. Whatever. It's in plain sight. I don't know what I can say.
that was I asked you why you went in Congress. You said you'd had sex with the intern, then you had to kill her.
Exactly.
I mean,
President Trump was not the only one to say this. Author and filmmaker Michael Moore. Yeah, that Michael Moore. Yes, he's batshit crazy too. But, broken clock thing. He also accused Scarborough of killing his intern. When he registered, this guy registered the domain name Joe Scarborough killedhisintern.com. And of course, he was later sued for his actions and had to take that down. But, hey, I'll let you draw your own conclusions. We here at Not My Reality are in no way suggesting that Joe Scarborough killed his intern. In fact, we all know someone of his stature, congressman, he could have somebody do that job for him. You know it's true. I'm simply stating that her death is suspicious, and in our opinion, a lot of things just don't add up. What do you think? I mean, they're all saying she was sick. The family said there's nothing wrong with her. Leave a comment down below. Are you with more than Joe? Or you think this guy's hiding something? I know he's hiding something. If it's not this, it's something else. This guy's a fucking creep. Just look at him. And go look into his wife's father, like I said before. Why do you think we're going to have World War III in the Ukraine? You can thank her dad. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. These people make me sick.